Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about spread operator in Python. So spread operator allows us to unpack values. Alright, it allows us to spread values apart and use each element of the values individually. So let us see an example. Imagine I have a string variable called word, right? I'll say hello. Now when you print it, we get the word together, hello, as expected, right? But now if I want to spread them apart, what we can do is to use a loop. So I'll say for I in word, right? And then we'll print I. Now this prints out the characters of the string individually, but we do not want to go through all of this stress. So what do? I'll simply say, to break it down, I'll say word character, or let me just say characters, right? Characters should be equal to, I'll put word inside the list. All right. Then the syntax for spread operator is the asterisk. Now I can now go ahead and print characters. So when we run the program, you get the characters spread apart individually. All right. Now it does not stop here. We can also apply this rule to lists. Okay, so let's say we have two lists, right? You know what? I'll just leave this up there. So I'll create a list called felines. Those are cats, right? So lion, tiger. Let's add one more. I'll say jaguar. All right, then let's create a second list. I'll call it reptiles to be equal to crocodile. Then we add alligator. All right, so we have two lists. I want to put them into a separate list. I'll call that list a carnivore list. Carnivores, right? So we can do felines, comma, reptiles. So when we run the program, okay, I have not printed, I need to print it out. So I'll print carnivores. All right. So when we run the program now, we get a list, a 2D list, a two-dimensional list. Why? Because feline is a list, reptile is a list. And we put both lists inside carnivores. So now we have lists inside lists, all right? But that's not what we want. We want to extract out the elements to fill carnivore, all right? So to do that, I'll put the asterisk, which is the spread operator. I'll put it behind the list names. So now when we run it, you can now see we now have a list, a single list containing all the elements. And I can even add more to it. So I can say leopard. Then I can add one more. I'll say hyena. And when you run the program, we have our lists containing everything. So this can also be applied to functions. All right. So let's say we have a function that adds the sum of multiple numbers. So I'll say sum, or let me say my sum, because there is a built-in sum function in Python. So I'll say my sum should be x, y, z. All right, then we return x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z. So now the next thing we're going to do is create a list. I'll call it nums, should be equal to 80, a list 80, 81, 82. So now results will be equal to my sum. Will be equal to my sum. Now when I pass nums to it, if I pass nums to it, we get an error, right? Because my sum expects 3 arguments, x, y, z, but now we are providing only one. You might think because nums is a list that it will take it, but no, nums is only a single argument. So now when I run it like this, we get an error. All right, so what does it say? It says my sum is missing two required positional arguments, y and z. So what do we do? Well, what we actually need to sum together are the elements inside num. So I'll simply go ahead and use the spread operator on it. So now when you run the program, you see, oh sorry, I should put it here, not in the print. So now when you run it, you see the sum of the elements in the list is 243 as expected. So you can also do, let's also see another function for, let's say, strings, right? So I can say user detail should be def user detail. All right, user detail should be, it would take username and user age. You can name your variables name or age, but I usually like to name my variables things that make sense so that you can easily remember them. All right, so now in the body we'll return, in the body I'll simply do, in the body I'll print, I'll use the f string, right? I'll say name, yeah, name, username, comma, then age is user age. Excuse me. So now outside I'm going to create the info, right? So user info will be equal to a dictionary. So I'll say name should be John, right? So name, key value pair. So name is John, comma, and the age is let's say 100, right? So now how do we unpack this? Well, it's quite simple. I'll do user detail. All right, since it's a dictionary, we're going to use double asterisk. All right, so I'll do then user info, then user info. So when we go ahead now and we run the program, we get, oh, it says got an unexpected keyword name, an unexpected keyword. Okay, I should say username, right? Username and user age. So yeah, that's what we expect, username and user age. So you see the keys must map to the arguments, and that's how we are able to unpack it. I actually never noticed that detail that you have to map them together, right? But we learn something new every day. Okay, so that's it for spread operators in Python. We are able to use it to unpack values. We did it with strings, we did the same thing using lists, and now we've seen how to use it with functions and also how to use it with dictionaries. All right, we've seen how to use it with dictionaries. You know what, let's see one more example for dictionaries. So I'll say x, well, let me just say a should be equal to, I'll say dict1 should be equal to, dict1 should be equal to a, and the value is 1, comma, b, and the value is 2, right? So I'll simply duplicate this. So I'll say dict2, and this will be c, and this will be d, and the value will be 4. All right, so we can now match them together. So I'll say combined. So the combined list, combined dictionary, sorry, combined dict will be equal to, so unpacking it, I'll simply do dict dictionary 1, comma, dictionary 2, All right, and we can add more to ours. So say E should be 5, and then F, E should be 5, then F should be then F should be 6. All right, so I need to put an asterisk here. So when we run the program now, we get an error. So what exactly is the problem? Okay, I should use double asterisk, right? So now the error is gone, and we have, okay, I did not print it out. So print out combined dictionary, combined dict. And when we run the program, you should see the key is A, value is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and so on to 6. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Drop any question you have in the comment section below, and I'll be very glad to address any issue you have. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.